to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
Test, mic up. Can you hear me now? Good morning, good morning. Thank you. Sorry about that. Let me start back over. It's Friday. Good morning. So I was saying at the beginning, I'm a little tired this morning because I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine yesterday. Went to the midnight movie. It's a long movie. Really good though. 2 thumbs up. Check it out if you're into that kind of thing. So I'm looking at the charts for the first time since I left Endless Dream yesterday. So we gave back everything we gained in the early part of the session yesterday. And now we gained it back. The overnight. It's crazy. Take a look at the higher time frame chart and see what we got going on. Markets open. Opening print for the U.S. session is 19,163. Overnight high is 19,236.50, and the overnight low is 18,995. So that's our range: 19,236.50 and 18,995. That's a pretty decent range. It's almost 250 points. That's a movement overnight. But looking at this overnight chart, this monthly chart, this month is starting to look really bearish. So you got a swing low here, or the previous month's low, at 18,696.50. So your higher time frame, that's your draw right now. That's where it looks like it's headed. Go back down to the weekly. We got a series of down candles, break of structure. So definitely shift in the market direction from this move up and now this prolonged move down. So daily chart. Yeah, when I left yesterday, we were up here, and it gave it all back into the close. Settled 18,994.75. We do have the makings of a trend channel here, so I'll be watching that. As you can see, this trend channel is broken. Yes, day before yesterday's candle. Very strong push down. Let's see if we try to go back and test the lower part of the previous channel or the upper part of the current channel. And our 240. These gaps are holding, being respected. So that's where we're at. I think we'd probably go back down and test this low, maybe today. If we break this low of this previous 4-hour candle, we got about less than 30 minutes left in this current candle. Then very good possibility we continue lower and try to take out this low. Okay. Gap. We'll see. So far it's been a good week for me. Each day has been positive. I've ended the day in the green. Set up for a pretty decent week.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way.
Generally I wait till 9:45 to take an entry. Not completely averse to taking any entries before 9:45, but I kind of like to give the market a little bit of time to settle down. Doesn't look like it's going too crazy, but just probably sit on the sidelines. News today: PCE price index came out at 830 year over year, month over month. Core PCE price index year over year, and then core PCE price index month over month, and then consumer spending and personal income and personal consumption month over month. All came out at 8:30 this morning. 10 o'clock, we do have University of Michigan sentiment final for July or for June. I believe it's the June numbers. So, see how that affects the market. Oh man, I'm still in a fog.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I'm never seeing clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, hope to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. Kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. Well I just wanna be happy, how to get there? Glad that you asked me. I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome, but try to do what you love when it's said and done. Cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it could show you what you want. Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want, and I pray, I believe in the better days. There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down
Okay.
from across
Kind of want to give a peek into like my thought process in the morning. So like what I just reviewed, those higher time frame charts. So like the monthly, the weekly, the daily, even the 4 hour. That just kind of sets up my bias for the day. So, and just bear with me as I just kind of talk myself through this, just so I don't confuse people. So I use my higher time frame charts to kind of frame my bias, and then you know, once I look at the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, I generally don't go back to it throughout the day because it's really not going to change much during the intraday session. What I do look at is the 4 hour chart. You know, if I'm trading for 3 or 4 hours, at least once or twice, just to kind of see what that candle's doing, see if there's any potential shift in bias that I'm not catching on the lower time frame. But for trade perspectives, for trade ideas, I kind of try to stick to my 60-minute and my 30, my 15, my 5, and the 1. So what I do with these charts, again, I'm just looking for consolidation areas, areas where maybe price tries to break out but fails and comes back, and then as I drill down, isn't really till I get to the 15-minute chart that I start looking at potential fair value gap, and what price is doing in relation to those gaps. This actually you could use as an entry model because it's a low enough time frame if you're doing just intraday trading. And this is just my personal opinion, how I use it. I'm not an expert on this stuff by any means, but this is kind of what I have adopted and what has been working for me. There's a lot of other people out there that have different models that they work off of, different ways that they use this, and a lot of the stuff is actually, all of this stuff is all based off of ICT stuff. He's got his channel that he goes over his whole models, soup to nuts, pretty much. So you can definitely get a lot of information here. But for me, I use a 15-minute to kind of get my trade ideas, and then I'll look for confluence on the 5-minute or 1-minute chart. Most of my trades I've been taking lately have been off the 5-minute chart. So like if I look here, you have this candle here which was inverted, so that would have given me a sell signal. And then if I drop down to my 5-minute chart and I see this fair value gap, which kind of lines up with this inversion, not perfectly, but we're basically getting confirmation that the price is moving down. This would have been a cue to enter, but I wasn't like I said, looking for an entry. I usually don't trade till after 9:45, which it is now, but that's how I kind of try to use that. And then I'll even do that on the 1-minute chart. So if I see something on the 5-minute chart or the 15-minute chart where, especially with inverted fair value gaps, I try to look for something on those lower time frame charts to kind of, line up with that. So, and then I'll enter on one of these charts. So I do plot the 15-minute fair value gaps on this 1-minute chart, so that I don't have to keep going back and forth between the two. So that's why those look the same. Yeah, this is that's what I do to. That's how I use them. I don't know if that helped you at all, or I don't know if that's helpful at all to anyone. As I enter trades, I'll, once I'm in, and usually when the trade is over, I kind of go over my thought process in that whole trade. So, I usually keep the streams up. So as long as you have a link to it, you can always go back and watch. And I'll be adding chapters into the streams, the earlier streams. I think I put chapters in yesterday, so that you can go to the directly to the trades, and usually it starts right before I enter, and then you can watch it till after, and I go over my explanation of that particular trade. Well, man. All right. Low 78.75.
Order submitted.
Give me 1 second.
Order submitted.
Sorry about that. I didn't have my chart trader set up. So I took entry off of this wick test here. We had closed below this, and we tested this wick, and now I'm looking for a continued push down, hopefully. Gonna start to tighten up if we get back below 5 points. If it's not gonna, this is a big bar, so they're in the comments, the chapters. I think for the lives, it doesn't put them in there because you have to have the chapters in the comments at the time of processing for them to add in the timeline. Well, this is not looking good.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud, you don't speak quiet.
I don't want to risk it.
Order canceled.
That went way too far against me. It's probably going to go in my favor, but the way it's bouncing. And then we got news at 10. I don't want to get stuck in it and then have it go against me. So I'll wait till after the news. I won't lie, that definitely spooked me out of that trade right there. The way it just, and it went so close to my target, but it wouldn't give me the full 10 points.
Everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous. Scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of bluff, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all. Gotta get through.
So yeah, I don't think it's hit that 10-point mark yet. It was 78, 75, 71. I think we hit 68. Yeah, 70, 50 was the lowest. So never hit my first target.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Never would have hit my first target so far.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way.
Yep. It swept it. Swept the 4-hour low. Below 64.50. a lot of times what I'll do, which is not something that should be done, is on that trade, as it would have come up here, I probably would have scaled in either at the midpoint or at the VWAP, and taking the, with half a position, so like a five micro contract entry, taking the 10-point scalp on that, and then tried to manage the remaining position as it moved back down. But most likely I would have, if it closed inside or above, inside the fair value gap or above this high, I would have probably gotten out of that trade and taken the full loss. This is where the trade, technically on the wick test, so you got a really long wick and then a strong reversal engulfing candle. So when it comes back and test that, you enter to I use my scale strategy, which is 3 off at 40, 3 off at 80, 3 off at 120, and then the final contract off at 160, somewhere around there. This is where your stop would go, right above this candle. So I would have probably put it right above the swing high, just for the sake of structure. And it looks like I would have probably got stopped out on that trade. What the hell was that? The major manipulation going on. Oh, news came out. Yep, news. So let's take a look at this again. Yeah, so we got a little area of support here. Asian session kind of pushed up, went sideways for a little bit. European session pushed up, went sideways. US Open goes down, sweeps those European lows, pushes back up. So you got this gap here that is being respected by this candle on the 60-minute chart. So it's an area we'll keep an eye on. 30-minute chart. Close above this high would suggest we're going to push higher. At least the way I see it.
Some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mine.
Yeah, actually I do all my charting on NQ. The only two charts that actually have MNQ on it are these two, 5 minute and a 1 minute. And the way I do it is I have it as a hidden chart. So if you look, everything's transparent. I don't plot it on my chart at all. I do all my analysis in NQ. So if you look at the 5 minute, again, NQ is the major data source, and then MNQ is just transparent. So it's not seen on the chart. But what it does is it allows me to use Chart Trader to manage my positions without having to constantly scroll up and down the DOM. I like to enter on the DOM. I don't like to enter using Chart Trader. I don't know why. It's kind of a stupid thing, but it's just how I really like to use the DOM for my entries. And then I'll just manage the positions on Chart Trader. So this candle, we rejected opening price, did push a little bit higher, but it closed back below. You're also closing back below the midpoint and below VWAP. So other shift in volume point of control. Very whippy first hour so far. I was a betting man, I'd say they want to clean some of this up. So we might be looking back to the lows. But the way this got swept the last time we came back down here, you never know. We don't trade what we think, we trade what we see, right? Or at least we try to. That scalp I took, or that trade I entered, I did get stopped out for let's see, 6 ticks. So that's what you're seeing there. So sitting at $19.80 of profit right now. Woohoo! Oops. Didn't mean to do that. These wicks.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Try that again.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. Yeah, there's no mercy.
Order submitted.
Hunger thirsty persons in different versions, each new update that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the
Order submitted.
your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better. See, I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking
Not good so far. Man, this market is very whippy.
your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it, get after it.
Another shift in POC.
You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta struggle through the sewer.
Order cancelled.
First target off. Bring to break even.
Order cancelled.
I'll take that. So this market is tough today. I mean, $80-point opening candle, 50-point follow-up candle, 70-point candle there, or 60-point candle, third candle in, and you got 85-point candle. You get some big freaking bars here, so it's hard to, if you're trying to trade with a tight stop and you're not using structure, so putting your stop above, you know, a significant level, you're gonna get chopped to bits. The way this market's moving today, and you know, I mean, I honestly don't have the stomach for a lot of these high risk trades, but I mean, sometimes you got to take them unless you just want to sit on your hands and stay out of it.
Inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain
something here.
You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion, even though I offer all of the solutions. I wish you loved me like I love you.
And you got almost equal wicks on top and bottom here. What do you do with that?
I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares. Standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing?
So 9 minutes or 8.5 minutes almost till initial balance is set. Initial balance is the range of the trading session, the U.S. trading session, which opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now we have 19,173.75 is the high, 19,045.25 is the low.
Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside, when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die.
I'm 20.
Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this.
Order
Hasn't been working to
submitted.
the downside. Let's see if it works to the upside.
Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel his tense. Don't know the consequence, the volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just
Yeah,
the start of it?
exactly.
Either way, I don't wanna
That's why you see me move my stop very quickly sometimes. Because you could get hurt. It's crazy. These candles are freaking huge. So we got 2 minutes left in this candle. You got this fair value gap, bearish one. And you have this fair value gap, bearish. We close above that on both charts. And we close above this swing high. Basically got a change in structure right there. So or a potential change in structure, I should say, if it can hold above it. And then we're above opening price of the U.S. session, and that's when you're above, it's more bullish price action. When you're below, it's more bearish price action. So that's why down here I was looking for shorts, and up here I'd probably be looking for longs. But I got to watch this level here, because once that's set, that can be a good area of resistance, or if it's broken and holds, a good area of support.
I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities, so do better. Work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't never say never, and turn your mind into the truest to go-getters. Never stop, I'll get it if I
30 seconds till IB is set. See if we get anything to work with here. Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm going to close this because I don't think that's coming back.
Order canceled.
I was looking for a wick test of this bar right here. Oh, that's a good job, man. So we did not invert that fair value gap. I don't think on either chart. No, we didn't. We closed below it. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Wow. Look at that candle. That's insane. Very choppy.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go.
All right.
Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling.
See this here? This is volume delta. Very heavy, not so heavy. Heavy, not so heavy. Heavy, not so heavy. Heavy. That looks like manipulation to me. So does this. It's all manipulation.
got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got a switch in my head, I go from living to dead. You got me seeing all red, now I'm becoming a threat. I fucking heard what you said, I'll make you have some regrets. And no, I never forget, so now you have a few debts. That shit, it needs to be paid with blood or some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear, I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here, the sound of deafening fear. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel, I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks, I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place. Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to. Something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face.
Order submitted.
through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time.
Order submitted.
I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I ain't going back, I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Way back a year ago. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks when you finally feel like giving up. Oh God, no luck, everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug, feeling feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy. Gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it. I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff.
Order canceled. Order canceled.
Okay. Not making sense. It's a lot of risk for very little gain. But these bars just aren't cooperating. This market is just so whippy.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, 'cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with
Gonna have to change something up here
brain. All of a sudden
to get
I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up
better positioning.
in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me.
All right, so we got first test of initial balance low.
Such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the
Retreating from it, so
side. Maybe we could be okay, okay.
we swept the low again.
I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to
4-4, I mean. There's your 4 low. You're done for the day?
I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life.
Hey,
Be a better
doing better than me.
Don't think that my head's on straight. Gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want and I pray, I believe in the better days. I'm kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I work hard or live at my pace? You're only young once, yeah that's all great, but I also want a future where I'm okay. Living life is doing lots of cocaine. Wait no, it's living with no shame. Wait no, it's sleeping in on Sundays. I guess it's different for each of us and that's okay. Well I just wanna be happy. How to get there? Glad that you asked me. I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome, but try to do what you love when it's said and done. Cause there's so many differences in each of us. Trust your gut, it can show you what you want. Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want and I pray, I believe in the better days. Living life every day, late at night, not okay. All I want and I pray, all I need are some better days. Yeah, all I need are some better days. Cause all I want and I pray, I believe in the better days. There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody is right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I think this life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody on my level. They think that work is too stressful, I think that work is essential. The grind is all in your mental, and I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then. Got one life, I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons. And say, damn, I have no questions. I had fun in every second, and the journey was a blessing, yeah. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that can make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing.
Another push-up. Is this the one that takes us higher? Or we just dump again? $8.25. This is what it looks like. We just started a new 60-minute candle. Minutes.
myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give
Order
in.
submitted.
Shine Michael J. Win, no, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want.
Order submitted.
Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display.
Order canceled.
In your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low,
Order canceled.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
First and second targets hit so far. I'm looking to see if price is going to retest the initial balance high. We can get pushes up here, a continued push up here, but looks like we're losing steam a little bit, but we'll see. Yep,
Order canceled.
lost a little bit of steam. So here's why I entered there. So yeah, this retest of the initial balance low. We got 1, 2, 3. This bar being a very bullish engulfing candle, and then a close above this fair value gap, inverting it. So what I looked to do was to get in 37.50, which was the close of the candle that inverted the fair value gap. So it inverts when it closes above on a bearish or below on a bullish. So, it did take my first target at 43 ticks and my second target at 83 ticks, then stopped me out for 6 ticks on the final 2 trailers. So which was 5 contracts total on the trailing. I'm sorry, 4 contracts total on the trailing. That puts me at $357.20 per account. Still plenty of time. I wouldn't say this is a very exciting day. It's a very volatile day, and a lot of what you do as a futures day trader is sitting around waiting patiently for whatever your particular setup is calling for. You're waiting around for that to happen so that you can try to gain the best edge as possible. You come into this game, pretty much everything is stacked against you to begin with, so you really have to try to carve out an edge and find those edges each trading day. Try to take advantage of them when you can. So for me, overall cumulative delta, if you look down here, we're pretty positive. Yeah, on some of these moves down, delta seems heavy, but that just strikes of manipulation. Trying to shake out retail traders from their positions with those quick impulsive moves, only to see it reverse and go the opposite direction almost immediately. Almost as if it's designed to take out your stops and then fuel the move up. But they wouldn't do that, would they? Sarcasm. 4 trades so far. 2 of them where only the first target were hit. 1 where was immediately stopped out for a small gain, and then 1 where I had first and second targets hit and then stopped out, trailing for 6 ticks. So keep watching.
feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient. sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh,
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet
Cause I
next
don't
to
give
me.
a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it. Get after it, get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta
Cause I
struggle
don't
through
give
the
a fuck
sewer.
what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Very big range. And was it here? So this is the close of yesterday. Asian open of the Asian session. We moved up, consolidated into the European session, then moved up again, consolidated into U.S. session. We've been trading in this little range right here. 91, 038, 150 plus point range. For the last 2+ hours. Yeah, I wish I actually liked golf. I'm not a big golf player. I could do tennis though. Although I'm probably not any good anymore. It's been years since I played. If you're ever up this way, or if I'm ever down that way, and you're up for it, I'd love to play tennis. I'm sure you'd probably wipe the court with me. But it would be fun. Yes, I know. You've talked about that many, many times. Oh, that's right. The Paris Olympics start today. All right, new 30-minute candle, new 15-minute candle. Give me a couple minutes, I'll be right back. Hey, I am back. Like Tess.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside, when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises. Or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises. Or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves in society, so I let them speak quietly. Want my actions speak wider, see they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't never say never. And turn your mind into the truest to go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest. There ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my
Order
bills ain't
submitted.
paid, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm
Order canceled.
I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning.
Order submitted.
Big change help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs.
Had the wrong position size.
Moving on till I get
Dang it.
And we all got dreams, we all want things.
See if it comes back.
What you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe?
That already. It's already gone and run.
Let's go. Hey. Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess
Order
I
submitted.
try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night,
And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe we can do anything? And what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe
Order canceled.
First target hit. Move up here. See if we can get a second target. Potential third. Nope. Looks like it's going to come back.
winning.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
Order canceled.
Okay. Second target hit. We're gonna move this up to 91 or 90. Yeah, we'll put 90.25. See if we can get a push up to that last. I mean, to the initial balance high. Or maybe not, but we'll see. We do have an inverted bearish fair value gap, so this might give us an additional push up. Yep, we'll see.
Order canceled.
Nice third target hit. This is what being patient is all about. You know, not trying to chase too much, and just picking the right entries for your trade. I'll go over why I entered this trade here once we're complete.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, hearts full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So
same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay, I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
Order canceled.
I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine.
Finally, full profit. All 4 targets hit. I even pushed out one of the targets to just front run the initial balance high. As you can see, we are seeing a little bit of resistance there at that level, but overall, that was actually a great trade for me. I'm very happy the way that worked out. Let me go over the anatomy of that particular trade, and so let me just see here. My entry price was so $39.25. So you can see we're consolidating in this area, and we get this nice bullish candle. It inverted this. This actually was inverted over here. This fair value gap was inverted. So I was looking for continued movement above that, and then when we got this wick and a very bullish engulfing candle, I just put my order at the top of that wick. It's an actual wick test. Again, I've got that from another trader on his stream. Yeah. Like I really like that strategy. It works out really well. For that, I put my stop below here because I wanted to give it plenty of room to work. So once we were in, we did take a little bit of heat. Overall, it was $39.25. The low was 28, so 11.25 points of risk. And then we got 10 points on the first target, 20 points on the second target, 30 points on the third target, and 50 points plus on the fourth target. So very happy with that trade.
Way back a year ago.
In front running that initial balance high, or at least getting out up here instead of trying to go for the overnight high, was a good idea, because probably would have been stopped out on the retrace. As you saw, I tightened up my stop as we were getting closer. There's no point in giving back a whole bunch just to, you know, hold out for 10, 15, 20 extra ticks. So I just tightened it up. But good trade overall. I'm happy with it. So entry logic, let me just spread this out, and this way let me put the trades on there so we can all right. So this fair value gap was inverted here. We pulled back to this zone here, this fair value gap here. The zone held. We had POC, we had VWAP, and the midpoint, all acting as support here. So when this candle engulfed this candle, closed above the wick, I used a method they call the wick test. I got from another trader, but essentially, if the candle closes above the wick, you put your order at the top of the wick, of the previous candle. And then, you know, you can set whatever ATM strategy you want. And I'm using my 10 contract entry, 3 off at basically 10 points, 3 off at 20, 3 off at 60, and then final one I let run to here, right below initial balance high. So just to kind of recap, candle engulfs the wick, closes above it, entry goes at the top. I put my stop below structure here, and then target it that way.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
Waited for that one all day. So that puts me at 5 trades for the day so far. And here's my P&L. $822.50 per account. Not a bad day.
Stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes
3 minutes to the top of the hour, or 2 minutes to the 2.5 minutes to the top of the hour. I'll probably wrap up at 12:30 today. Gotta head into the office.
I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly, I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to
The one thing I did want to go over, just because it just kind of popped into my head, being the sideways nature of this price action, what made me decide to go long instead of short. If I'm looking at this chart, right, I see in all this choppy price action, we are getting fair value gap creation both sides. But for the most part, the fair value gaps created, the bullish fair value gaps created, are being respected, whereas the bearish ones seem to be getting inverted. So that is kind of what changed my, not that you would really have a bias in any of this, because it's really just rotational in nature, but that's what made me go from initially starting out taking shorts to switching my my short-term bias and looking for longs. So if that makes sense to anyone, but if that was a question that was on anybody's mind as they watch this, watch this back, that's why. Just thought I'd share that. Hey, no problem. As you can see, most of this I'm just doing right on the 5-minute chart. I mean, we probably could have dropped down to a 1-minute chart and had a lot more entries, but we probably would have got chopped up a lot more. I just, when it's this choppy, I don't really like this 1-minute chart, because it's just, I mean, just look at all the wicks above and below, above and below. You pretty much have the same thing on the 5-minute chart, but there's not as many bars with wicks. So, but yeah. So I mean, 5-minute chart really worked out well for me today. Here we are inverting another. Oh, another minute 45 seconds. We got another fair value gap getting inverted. And this might be the push up to the overnight highs at 19,236.50. We'll see. This is tempting. Buying this close, take it up here is tempting. Of course, it's already gone without me. So 212 would have been the entry. You would have already hit the first target because it went to 224. So I'll be right back.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes you. Who are you to tell me how to live life? In these times it feels like nobody is right, yeah. So I'ma figure out what else we succeed, and then invest all of my time into that and proceed. I need whatever the hell could make me happy, and I don't think you have a clue what could that be. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never
Mic test, mic test.
they want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I think this life could be special if I get rid of the devils. They think that I am a rebel, I think they want me to settle. There's nobody
All right.
on my level. They think
20 minutes probably, and I'm done for the day.
essential. The grind is
Thanks.
all in your mental.
Thank you.
I don't think you understand what I'll go through just to be in control of my life soon. All the negativity, man, I'm immune. I don't really need a mask with all I've been through. I've been making changes for the ages. 5-10 year plans are contagious. I attack that shit, I'm tenacious. And if you ain't, get the fuck out of my way then. Got one life, I won't regret it. I will fight until I get it. I'll look back one day from heaven and say, damn, I learned some lessons. And say, damn, I have no questions. I had fun in every second, and the journey was a blessing, yeah. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. You can see the writing on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah?
New high.
All the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous. Is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop off fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'ma be something that they can never be me. Nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything while they stay salty. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a gain. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling the pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up. future, affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Another good setup that I don't think I probably talked about too much. I might have mentioned it before, but it's set up right here pretty good. Where this inversion occurred, then you have, you know, a push up and a pull back to the fair value gap, and they overlap. So the first test of that fair value gap is usually good for or at least a scalp. And this would have given you, if you had put your entry, you know, 650, it did get all the way up to 2575. So you would have got at least your 10-point scalp, and then it still would have been in the trade unless you pulled up to break even, plus a little buffer. Then you would have probably got stopped out on this wick right here. But when you have an inverted and then a new fair value gap overlap, the retest of that zone is usually good for at least the scalp. This could give you even more, maybe.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like
All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up at this point with only 5 minutes left for me. I don't think I'm going to find anything else that that'd be worth taking. So just to recap, my day, 822.50 per account. These are my trades. Win rate's good. Mixture of shorts and longs, and I explained earlier where I changed my bias and why. Yeah, not a bad day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back on Monday. I'll probably start the stream around 9:15 and do this all over again next week. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good weekend.